everyone, and welcome back to my paranormal channel. Today we're going to be talking about the signs that you might be cursed. Now, we've all had those days where things just go so wrong and everything that could possibly go wrong has gone wrong. If this feeling persists for a few months, even years, this might be a sign that you are cursed. So first, let's get into the signs that you might be cursed. Then we're going to talk about how to break the curse. And as always, my sources will be linked in the description box below. So if you want to read the articles that I got my information from, you can go check that out. Links will be in the description. Now, the very first sign that you could be cursed is that there is a sickness or injury that you or someone in your family received, which is completely unexplainable. Now, we all get sick, we all have sicknesses, and we all occasionally get injured, but if it just seems to be out of the blue and it was a strange accident, let's say that you got injured, this might be a sign that you're cursed. Before we get any further, I just want to say that you need to have several of these signs on this list in order for it to be a possible curse. Just having one of these signs, like an unexplained illness, isn't necessarily a sign of a curse. You need to have many of these signs in order for most people or to be at least considered to be a curse. You could have all of these signs and it still could not be a curse. It could just be some really bad luck. Which leads into my next sign, which is just having lots of bad luck. Are you normally a pretty lucky person where things always work out for you? Do you have some of that lucky girl syndrome going on? All of my TikTok users there. But if you normally consider yourself a very lucky person and strange things just keep happening, going against what you need them to do, this could be a sign that you're cursed. But again, this alone by itself does not mean a curse. It could be just some bad luck, which everyone experiences sometimes. The next sign is you are more likely to be cursed if you are a witch or if you practice magic, because you're more likely to interact with other people who are witches or users of magic. And when you give anybody a little bit of power, a lot of people abuse that power. So some people are good with power and they do good things with the power that they're given. Other people let their jealousy get the better of them and they take it out on people. Now, another sign that you could be cursed is when this bad luck started to happen and all these bad things started to happen to you, did you start noticing the same animal occurring around your house or driving to work or around your workplace, such as a cat that you've never seen before, but now you're suddenly seeing it all the time, or a bird, and you see them all the time now, you didn't see them before. This could be a familiar, which is an animal that works with a witch, and they could be sent to spy on you. Another sign is that dead animals will show up on your doorstep. Now, this cannot be when you have a cat who, kills mice and brings it to your doorstep. If you have an outdoor cat, that doesn't count. But if you don't have a cat and suddenly dead animals start appearing on your front porch, like mice or birds or things like that, this could be a sign that you are cursed. Sign, which this is a really sad sign, but if your pets and animals suddenly become sick or injured with no explanation of why, that could be a sign that you are cursed. Now, the next sign I found really interesting because it has roots in like voodoo, folklore, and legends and traditions, and it is broken glass. Now, in voodoo, you can put a curse in a bottle and you throw that bottle on the yard of the person you're trying to curse, causing the bottle to break and glass to be around your yard. So if you see suddenly glass all over your yard, that might be a sign that someone did that practice to you. Another sign is if you break glass 3 times or more during one day period, that could be a sign that you're cursed, because breaking glass 3 times a day is a lot. So if you do that 3 times a day, it could be a sign that you're cursed. Another sign that you could be cursed is you just have this sense of knowing. Maybe if you communicate with, your spirit guides or higher powers or things like that, and you believe you're getting signs that show you that you are cursed, that could be a sign that you are cursed, because they're looking out for you and trying to make sure that everything works out for you, and they might be sending you messages to be more careful or to reverse the curse. Another sign is random negative thoughts. If you're a normally very positive person, or if you have negative thoughts that seem out of character for you, this could be a sign that you're cursed and that somebody is trying to get you to doubt yourself. Another sign that you could be cursed is that your relationships are a mess. You could be fighting and arguing all the time when you had no history of fighting or negative things being in the relationship, and suddenly it feels like nothing is working out. That could be a sign that you have been cursed. Again, this is trying to derail you from your goals and your success. Similar to one that I mentioned before about the broken glass bottle on your yard, or finding glass on your yard, is finding other strange objects and symbols on your property where you live. That could be someone trying to curse you. And usually, according to the article that I got my information from, it states that when you look at it, you just have this feeling that it's evil and it's dark magic, and its intention when you see it. So even if you see a symbol that you are unfamiliar with, if you have this gut feeling that it is evil and it is related to someone cursing you, then trust that gut feeling. And I guess that's another sign that I want to add to this list, is trust your gut. Especially when you just have like an initial reaction. Like, intuition is a very interesting thing, and I could probably do a whole video on intuition. But if you are just in a state of calm and you're just doing something like doing the dishes, or focus something completely different, not even thinking about spiritual, paranormal things, and you come up with this idea in a moment of clarity, then that is a sign it is your intuition and not necessarily a sign of anxiety. Now, it still could be anxiety, so I would reevaluate kind of why you feel that way, or evaluate, I guess I should say, evaluate why you feel that way. But if you are in a moment of calm and suddenly you get this aha moment, then this might mean that that's your intuition, and maybe that's your spirit guides communicating with you. Another sign is missing personal items. Now, again, this could be a sign that your house is haunted. This is a pretty typical sign for when it comes to hauntings and things like that. I do have a video on my channel which talks about all the signs that you could experience if your house is haunted. So if you want to go check out that video, you definitely can. It definitely is one of the more popular videos on my channel because people find it really helpful. So if you suspect your house might be haunted, maybe check out that video because I have some more tips there for you. Another sign, according to this article from otherworldlyoracle.com, it talks about bad omens. Now, they specify that bad omens, just because you see an owl or a blackbird, it's the examples that they use, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad omen. But you have to consider the whole picture. If you just see something that you consider a bad omen by itself, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad omen. Another sign is that you could have bad weather over your house. So is the weather worse above your house or your property? And if you live in a snowy area, do you get a lot more snow for unexplained reasons compared to the rest of the town? Do you get a lot more rain? That could be a sign that somebody cursed you. Was mentioned before, but the feelings of being watched is a sign of a curse. Now, I did mention this in my haunted house video, and also I mentioned it before with the animals being sent to watch you, the familiars. But they could also send spirits to watch over you and try to spy on you. So not every feeling of being watched is necessarily a bad one. A lot of times it is, because if it's a good spirit, they're not trying to scare you. But if it's a bad, a negative spirit, they'll probably try to make their presence more known just to freak you out more, because that might be their goal or their intention to do that. So especially if they're being sent by someone to who's sending you a curse. Now, another sign that you could be cursed is having nightmares and reoccurring dreams. Now, like I said before, this goes back to the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind, it processes things and doesn't always tell our conscious mind about it and what it's processed. So what it can do when you're sleeping and you're in a moment of quiet, you're undistracted, is give you that information that you're processing subconsciously. One thing I want to tell you before you get upset thinking about how somebody could have cursed you is that curses are very, very difficult to do. And this was mentioned in the article, and I find it really comforting, that curses are very hard to do, and only skilled people who've had years of practice and experience can pull off curses. And someone who pays for a curse pays a lot of money. Now, it takes a lot of work to curse somebody, so you would have had to have done something really bad to make that person that angry to put all that effort into the curse. That being said, someone could say that they're cursing you, but they don't have the ability to do so. Now, they could believe that they have the ability to curse you, but they might not have the expertise and the knowledge to be able to do it successfully. So even if somebody says, hey, I'm going to curse you, doesn't necessarily mean it's successful. So I wouldn't worry about it too much if somebody tells you, I'm going to curse you, or I've sent a curse on you, because let's say that magical curse didn't work out. It still affects your mind mentally because you're so worried about bad things that are going to happen. So if somebody tells you that they're going to curse you, the best thing to do is just kind of brush it off, because they probably don't have the magical capabilities to pull off something like that. So my camera died. Very strange. Maybe it's paranormal. Maybe someone put a curse on me. Who knows? But what are some of the ways that you can protect yourself from a curse or reverse a curse? According to the article, don't feed into the fear. You are powerful enough to break the cycle. So if you believe that the curse is real, that's only going to feed into it and give it more energy and more power. If you don't believe in it, then that will make it less powerful, because your fear gives it power. So just don't pay attention to it. It also recommends, cleansing your space. So you can do this however you feel comfortable. You could, do cleaning rituals. You could use holy water. You can do a whole bunch of different things. It's up to you. It also recommends that if you believe in God, or if you believe in certain gods or goddesses, whatever your religion or spiritual practice is, ask them for help. And they might, I'm going to say they're going to help you, because if you, again, it's about belief here. So if you are practicing a certain religion and you fully believe it, it's going to have the most effect than if you prayed to something that you didn't fully believe in. Then the final step they give, which is a very powerful one, is know that the curse is broken and move on with your life. So once you have done these rituals, once you have done these things to protect yourself, you need to forget about it and just move on with your life, and know that everything is taken care of. If you go back to it and, oh my gosh, it didn't work, and blah, 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 you're just going to cause yourself more heartache, and the rituals, the spells, it's not going to work, because you fully have to believe it's going to work for it to work, because your belief is the most powerful thing. That has been my video for today. Make sure to hit subscribe for more paranormal videos like this. If there's another paranormal topic you want me to cover, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. I would love to help you guys. I do videos about protecting you from certain entities, or just videos analyzing spooky evidence. So whatever you want me to talk about, leave it in the comment section below, and I will see you all next time.